reminders from people that we need to do that. Jim Zabel used to say, hug your radio. We need to hug our microphone, I guess. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. This Monday, June 19th, 6 p.m. regular city council meeting. Call the roll, please.
Berkland,
Yes. Yes.
yes, Shaw, Klein,
yes,
Thank you. Need a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda.
So moved. I'll second.
Any discussion on the agenda before we go through it? If not, call the roll, please.
Berkland,
Yes.
Waller,
Yes.
yes, Klein,
yes,
Okay. Consent agenda. We have kind of a long consent agenda tonight. Our consent agenda includes minutes of the June 5, 2023 regular city council meeting. Payments for contract services. All these are Bolton and Mink. They include 2020 downtown improvements in the amount of $36,105.50. General municipal engineering, $6,621.50. Iowa Street stormwater wetland, $904.50. 2019 sanitary sewer SIP lining, $3,032.50. Violet Hill Cemetery expansion, $76.50. Frog Creek Stream Restoration Phase 1, $951.50. Runway 1430 seconds, Phase 2 construction, $15,740.50. Weiss Park improvements, $3,042. Wastewater design, $26,494.50. General municipal airport engineering, $840. Runway 1430 seconds, relocation Phase 3, $6,565. These total up to $100,374.00. Tonight for claims, registers, and financials, we have $2,421,655.10. We have lots of licenses and permits tonight as follows. Perry, Iowa, Lodge 407 Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks, doing business as Elks number 407, located at 2823 Willis Avenue. Renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service privilege. Perry Hospitality Inc., doing business as La Poste, 1219 Warford Street. Renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service privilege. Perry Hospitality Inc., doing business as Hotel Pattee, located at 1112 Willis Avenue. Renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor sales privilege. The police and fire inspections have been completed and are on file at City Hall. The following have applied for cigarette, tobacco, nicotine, vapor permits for the period of July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. They include Casey's General Store number 2698 at 1308 First Street. Casey's General Store number 26 at 2617 Willis Avenue. IV Food Store at 1215 Highway 141. Fairway Store number 470, 1315 Willis Avenue. Blue Jay Market, 2810 Willis Avenue. Dollar General number 7169, located at 705 First Street. El Rey Market at 210 Willis Avenue. JMC Supermarket at 605 First Street. Circle K Store number 226-54124, located at 1115 Highway 141. Circle K Store number 226-54125, located at 1219 First Street. And Quick Star number 1180, located at 511 First Street. Need a motion to approve those consent item agendas that we just went over.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Klein,
Yes,
Wally, yes, Berkland,
Yes.
Waller,
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to city administrator's report.
All right, first thing, last week on Friday, we had the EPA in town to present us with a giant check for $375,000 for that assessment grant we were awarded. So that was a nice event, got a little publicity from that, so it was well well done, and the mayor provided some nice comments on behalf of the community. So it was nice to see EPA folks and get to meet people in person. And then there's a few folks from the state and Senator Grassley's office as well. So that was nice. Want to point out, I don't know if everybody noticed, but we had Bolton and Mink print out some posters for us of different projects that we have going in town. It's one thing that we see all the pay requests and engineering services on our agendas, but it's nice to have those up there to be reminded of what it is we're doing and kind of that long range picture. So thanks to Bolton Mink for putting those together, and we got them in frames. So I think we have one more coming of an overall city board to see all of the projects going on and that we have done within the community. So that'll give a nice overview as well. Just kind of popped up on us today, but we do have some opportunities to serve the community available within the city. And I know we've talked about this a time or two, but we do have 3 positions open on Board of Adjustment. And then we have 2 positions open on planning and zoning. So if anybody knows anybody, or if anybody is interested in those, please either fill out the form on our website or contact us at City Hall, or just send Liz an email expressing your interest in serving on a board or commission. And we might have a couple other, do we have a historic preservation? We might.
Maybe one.
I think one.
Maybe one.
Jim, do you know? Okay. All right. So just want to give everybody a heads up on that. If you know anybody that might be interested in serving on one of those, I know we need some help on those. And then one last thing, just a little heads up, tomorrow morning, City Hall, the library, and the rec center will have intermittent phone outages. We're getting some updates done to our phone system, so phones and or internet might be a little spotty here and there in the morning hours, but it shouldn't take more than a couple hours. And hopefully by the time people are waking up, everything's done and ready to go. So it's about all I have. Does anybody have questions for me?
Just in addition to our visitors on Friday from EPA, they were very, very complimentary as they drove through town about some of the projects that they noticed that were going on and or had already happened. They were very complimentary about Perry and the good things that were happening, which is always good to hear. Anything else for Sven? If not, we'll move on to mayor council comments. I will start off tonight with a proclamation related to Juneteenth. Kind of small print, bear with me. Whereas on official proclamation of the city of Perry, whereas on January 1, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, setting in motion the end of slavery in the United States. And whereas it was not until June 19th, 1865, that it was announced to those still enslaved in Texas that the people are informed in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. And whereas the end of slavery celebration, which became known as Juneteenth, commemorates African-American freedom and celebrates the successes gained through education and greater opportunity. And whereas on a larger scale, celebrating Juneteenth reminds each of us that previous promises of freedom, equality, and opportunity, which are at the core of the American dream, and 2, reminds us that much work still needs to be done to improve equality, inclusion, and equal rights in order to overcome racism in our country and in our community. Now, therefore, I, John Andor, Mayor of the City of Perry, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2023, Perry as Juneteenth, National Independence Day, and encourage all community members to become aware of the significance of the celebration in American history and in the heritage of our nation, states, and city. John Andor, Mayor. Also, I just wanted to had one or two other things. I was saddened to hear over the weekend that former Mayor Vivi Shirley passed away. Just about everybody in this room knew Vivi. She was a great mayor. She and her husband, Alan, were both mayors, as you already know, and Vivi and Alan both did many great things for the city besides the great job they did as mayor. Just wanted to
John,
make sure everybody knew
I
that.
had not heard that.
Okay,
She was a classy lady.
she was a classic lady.
She was just a nice person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was a good person who did a lot for Perry.
Yeah.
And liked Perry a lot. In the last few years, she had lived with her daughter in Waukee.
Yeah.
She'll be missed. She is missed.
Yes.
I think that's all I have. What does council have?
How was your car show?
We had a mini car show at the Perry Lutheran Home on Willis this weekend, this Friday. About a dozen locals showed up. We had class. They brought buses from all the old folks' homes over to Willis, and we got to visit with a lot of people that used to drive a lot of these old cars, so it was pretty fun for a little tiny one.
Yeah.
Great.
You can see pictures on paradisecruisers.com. PERRYDICE.
Other council comments?
We had the big coon ride this weekend. Brings a lot of folks to town. I think that, it's a nice little economic boost for everyone involved. I know that, the gas stations, and grocery stores, bars and restaurants were all very busy. I know that I was very busy. So, as far as I know, everything went very smoothly. And I think it's a good event for our town.
Like lots of people were in town, obviously, and had a good time and the weather was great.
Did you hear any numbers?
2,300 to 2,400 is the last.
Through Perry?
Yeah,
Wow.
What was that, Jeremy? 2,300?
23 to 2,400, yeah.
And it rained later on that evening, but we really needed the rain, but I think probably most people were through Perry at least by then, weren't they? Yeah. Good event. Anything else from council? If not, we'll move on to open forum. Speakers will be asked to step up to the microphone and state their name and address for the record. Individuals speaking will be given up to 3 minutes to address council. Again, now is the time to speak about anything that's on tonight's agenda or anything else you wish to speak to council about.
I just wanted to mention to everybody, out at the recycling center there where the yard waste and stuff is, that has been going phenomenal. We have had no trash or anything out there. But there's dumpsters when you go through there and people are leaving a lot of stuff. Those are not to be filled up. Those are rental dumpsters or dumpsters for sale. I know Thursday they ran the back of the truck 23 times that somebody had dumped out there. So we're in the process of,
Put a sign on those.
there is some signs out there.
No trash.
Yeah. Quite a few, I think maybe 4.
Signage on everything.
Yeah,
People just love it. It's-
yeah, so,
And
yeah. So just want to remind people not to, if you have extra stuff, call City Hall. They can come pick it up or whatever, but those are not to be, and I guess if it continues, we may have to look at changing the hours. Locking it up at night. We will be getting an automatic gate in there eventually, but that's a little bit down the road. So I just wanted to mention that. Yard waste has been really good, but make sure residents or anybody does not dump any garbage out there.
Do you have cameras on this?
Not very good ones, so we're getting new camera systems. That's what we're looking to.
I was gonna say that might solve it.
Yep, yeah, the internet's really spotty out there, so that's one of the downfalls within metal buildings, so. Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for open forum tonight? If not, we'll move on to our special presentation. Tonight, we have VFW Post 2060 presenting the VFW National Recognized Law Enforcement Officer of the Year Award. Gentlemen, you're on.
Honorable Mayor, distinguished council members, and members of the public. I stand for personal privilege of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. During my tenure as the state commander, I nominated one of the 6 members of the law enforcement in the state of Iowa to national. And national's response is for Assistant Police Chief James Archer, in recognition of sincere appreciation of his dedication and selfless service to the police department of Perry. During James Archer's outstanding career, he has maintained a record of highly professional and exemplary service to the community and the nation. His exemplary commitment clearly illustrates the proud core and values and tradition of the law enforcement profession, further highlighted by the degree of admiration and respect both by his peers and the local public that he serves. Assistant Police Chief James Archer is truly an exceptional example of all who wear the badge, and his honor reflects the proud ideas and high standards of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. In witness thereof, we hereunto set our hands the official seal of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, Commander-in-Chief Tim Berlin and Adjutant General Dan West. My commander's point. That's my commander's pin. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to thank the veterans, the VFW. Thank you, Ron, for nominating me. So I've been doing this job for 29 years and, you know, you start this job out and you do it because it's fun and that sort of thing. You don't really look for the recognition, but this is truly an honor to receive this. You're doing it, the job, and then all of a sudden you've been doing it for almost 30 years and you're like, wow. So I don't feel that old. Sometimes I do, but not, yeah, I don't think I've been doing the job that long, but anyway, it's truly an honor to be recognized for just putting in the hours and all the hard work that goes with it. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Congratulations for your well-deserved recognition. We're fortunate to have you on our force. Congratulations. Moving on to old business. First item under old business is resolution approving modifications to an economic development loan agreement. Per resolution 0605-231, the city council authorized a guarantee agreement with Raccoon Valley Bank to enter into a new loan guarantee for the Nedgers Kearns Managers LLC in an amount of $350,000 for their building located at 1314 Second Street. Resolution 0605-23L. Also authorized an economic development and loan agreement which set terms and conditions of the guarantee and establish remedies in the likely case, in the unlikely case that there would be issues with the loan default, along with the establishment of a second mortgage on the property. After council approved, the Nedgers Kearns Managers LLC came back with concerns with certain language used within the economic development loan agreement. Further discussions took place and modifications were made to the original agreement. This resolution would approve the modifications to the Economic Development Loan Agreement between the Nedgers Firm Managers LLC and the City of Perry. Board members of the Nedgers received the modified agreement Thursday afternoon and will be at the meeting to discuss it further. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, we pass a resolution approving modifications to an economic development loan agreement.
Second.
Discussion?
I did get a text from Dirk this morning that it was all good on the Nudgers side, so I don't know if you have anything else you want to say or.
No, we're. Yeah, reviewed it, had input from council and we're gonna sign it, so everything should be okay.
Okay.
Good.
Any questions from council?
Good with them, it's good.
Okay, thanks, Dirk. If there's no further discussion or questions, call the roll, please.
Lawler,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Berglund,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item under old business, approval of change order number 1 for wastewater treatment facility improvements. Certain motor control center MCC equipment production for the improvements project was delayed, and Woodruff Construction has received confirmation from the manufacturer on a production schedule that does not include further delays. Since receiving the schedule, Woodruff Construction has requested a time extension order, Article 4.05-C of the contract general conditions for no change in contract price. Change order number 1 would revise the contract time, providing 190-day extension to milestone number 1 completion, substantial completion, and final completion as follows. They are milestone number 1, new process hydraulic profile, 730 days for completion time. Final requested time extension, additional 190 days. Next item, completion online June 8, 2023, December, time extended to December 15, 2023. Next one, substantial, second variation basin train. Contract completion time, 850 days, add 190 days for time requested for time extension. Completion and digesters online. Contract completion time is October 6, 2023. Time requested for the time extension is April 13th, 2024. All work complete, final completion, all work complete, 910 days contract, add an additional 190 days. Contract completion time, December 5th, 2023, that will change to the final requested time extension to June 12th, 2024. Change order number 1 was reviewed and signed by the project engineer, whom recommended its approval. Need a motion, please?
Make a motion, we pass approval of the change order number 1, the wastewater treatment facility improvement plan.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Yeah, so a lot of this has to, I think this was in the works for a couple months when they were trying to pin down the contractors on the equipment. They finally got them pinned down. This is due to a back order of, equipment, which the contract does allow for the contractor to have extended time if in the case of delays in production of the equipment. So basically, that's where we're at. That'll be the final date. Matt, Andrew, they all felt this was okay, and we have to accept that as part of the contract. So I know it puts everything behind a little bit, but I mean, everything's looking really, really well out there. I think the electrical is what's really kind of taking some time. So I was out there a couple hours on Friday with Dave and Jimmy and Andrew and stuff, and did some stuff. So looking over things and everything's going together really well. So I think with the backlog of equipment and stuff is, this is it. So a little bit further than what we want, but given how the equipment is and the delays and stuff, it's I can understand it. So
So a year from now, we'll be done.
Exactly. Yep. Yes.
I guess the main thing is get it done, to get it done right.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Any further discussion?
Is there any potential for further complications or is this like?
I think this has to be. This is it. I believe, talking with, that they have them, that this equipment's gonna be here, that they finally, they've been trying for a couple months, but they finally got them to hold down that, yes, this is gonna happen, so. Yeah. Hey. I know we were out there Friday looking at a different piece of equipment that we're looking at replacing as a change order. They said by the time we sign the contract, it would be 14 months before, and that's separate from this, but just to tell you how delayed it is, stuff. I know pickups and all that stuff still. When John borrowed my truck and it caught on fire, they told me they told me it'd be anywhere from 90 days to 9 months, and that was the time I'm given, so. We ordered a truck 16 months ago, and it's supposed to be in this month, so. So I can relate.
Any other questions or discussion? Thank you. If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Smaller.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to new business. First item under new business is resolution setting salaries for employees of the city of Perry, Iowa fiscal year 2024. This wage schedule for July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 is required by law and authorizes the city clerk, finance officer, and or the city administrator to issue checks less legally required deductions according to the attached wage schedule. The salary or wage increases for July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 shall be paid bi-weekly on the first regular payroll after July 1, 2023. This resolution declares null and void all previous resolutions adopted prior to this date, which are in conflict with this resolution. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, we pass a resolution setting salaries for employees of the city of Perry, Iowa, fiscal year 2024.
I'll second.
Discussion?
This is the final year in the Teamsters contract and also the ASPE contract. Those are both 4% increases. So those positions, along with the department heads and most of the full-time or most of the part-time positions, are going to receive 4% increases as well. Some of the positions, like that we've changed up a couple things in here. And it's been working pretty well, is putting ranges in for a lot of the part-time positions, like at the rec center and seasonal help. That way, when people come back, they, are paid an increased rate than once we're just starting out. So it's been working pretty well having the ranges in here. So.
This is in accordance, of course, with what we approved during our budget
Yes.
discussions. Any further discussion or questions for Susie? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling.
Yes.
Smaller.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Next item on a new business, resolution authorizing a letter of intent for a power purchase agreement for the wastewater treatment plant. Red Lion Renewables LLC has provided a proposed solar power and services agreement for a solar project at the wastewater treatment plant. For such agreement to transpire, Red Lion Renewables will need to seek funding from various sources, including a USDA grant and bonus investment tax credit. This resolution would authorize the mayor to sign a letter of intent for a power purchase agreement for the project. If Red Lion were to be successful in securing such funding, if the funding is secured, council will take additional action on approval of a solar power and services agreement. Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution authorizing a letter of intent for the power purchase agreement for the wastewater treatment plant.
I'll second that.
All right, and we do have Mr. Terry here tonight with Red Lion Renewables. So this is sort of similar to the other actions that we've taken, but this is just a letter of intent that we would want to do a power purchase agreement if he is successful with his grant application. So
Pretty much. There's an opportunity with the USDA to get a grant, so there's no guarantee. Just if we don't apply, we don't get it. So, but if we do and can get the grant, then we can make it feasible to where we could save money at the wastewater treatment plant, which we couldn't do before. It wasn't feasible before when we did all the other facilities. So the opportunity came up, we talked about it, and this is to apply for the grant and letter of intent that we'd have to have as backup for the grant. So it's a real project, not just pie in the sky, make it up type of thing.
Would these be ground mounted?
These would be, and we would put them on the current design is to put them kind of on the bank between the recycles there down towards the lagoon. So that unused space there, and we'll have to get rid of some scrubby vegetation and stuff. But that's a place that's unusable. Great place for it. It's sized for your current usage, which will go up when you get done with the expansion out there. So
So this would cover the expanded project?
no, because I don't know how much your expansion is gonna actually use, and I don't want to build it too big.
Sure.
But I'm pretty confident the expansion is gonna use more than the current system, since it's quite a bit larger. So I think we're safe in not being too big. We can always expand down the road when we have, real usage to go off of.
And more grant,
And what?
and more grant money?
Maybe. Never know.
Any other,
How confident do you feel about grants? You want to put a percentage on that?
This one, I'd give it a 50-50 shot. So I wouldn't, we're public, right? So, but I wouldn't hang my hat on it yet. And we'll apply for the grant. We may not know until November, December, whether we get selected or it scores well enough for that. So earliest we would build, if we were awarded it, will be next spring, more than likely. So it's a long process. But it starts with, we'd like the project. If we get the grant, then we apply for the grant and just see. It's a national competitive grant, so. But we've had pretty good success with this grant in the past. We don't usually go for the whole ball of wax. We kind of go for how much we think we can get approved for. And that's what we'll do here too.
any other questions or discussion related to this project? If not, thank you. If not, call the roll, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Berkeley,
Yes.
Smaller,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Letter C under new business, resolution approving the site plan for construction of a Casey's General Store within the city of Perry. This resolution would approve the site plan submitted by Casey's General Store for a proposed Casey's store number 4319 located on lot 2 of the Perry Industrial Park, Plat 1. The Planning and Zoning Commission met on June 13, 2023 and recommended approval of such a plan, subject to the inclusion of sidewalks. This resolution would approve the site plan for Casey's store number 4319 with the inclusion of sidewalks. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, we pass a resolution approving the site plan for construction of a Casey's General Store within the city of Perry.
Second that?
Discussion?
So planning and zoning met last week and did recommend approval. So good things happening. I know there is somebody from Casey's online or their engineers online if there's specific questions. Otherwise, another great addition to the community and a good, I think, area out there that is good for in and out of town traffic, as well as kind of offering some amenity to the industrial park for, being able to get fuel for deliveries in there, as well as some place to stop for employees that reside or work within the industrial park. So
I understand this will have some truck diesel
Yep.
facilities.
it will be really very similar to the Quick Star setup where they just kind of have those two diesel islands that trucks can pull through and fill up kind of in the back. So
What's gonna happen to the old store?
I don't know yet. I don't know that they have plans. I don't know that they count their chickens before this vote of city council to approve their site plan. Yeah, I think historically they tend to retire the old stores. I don't know if that's an immediate thing or when that is, but you know, it does also have good traffic, so maybe they would keep it. It is store 26 in Iowa, so it's historic, I think, but and then just another note, we are having conversations with the DOT about this intersection of 141 and Willis Avenue in particular, but also kind of that whole 141 corridor. So they've gotten the site plan and they know what's going on. So and
So
we
they're-
chirp in their ear often about
There may or
great
may not
things
be,
happening.
there may or may not be a traffic light there. I
Um,
was already asked that question.
Yeah, traffic light or some sort of
Traffic control or
yeah.
something.
Advanced warning, turn lanes, things like that. I think any of those things would definitely help out there. So.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like I'm just a little bit behind the times on this thought process. Do we anticipate that they're going to close one of the other stores in Perry?
It's hard to tell. I don't know if the current store on Willis gets enough traffic to justify keeping it open. Or if this is intended to replace that store being out on the highway. So,
It would leave a gap in that section. too.
Pardon?
It would leave a gap in that section of town.
Yeah, it would.
for fuel.
Well, and the school kids use that.
Yeah.
Casey's out there a lot.
Yeah.
So I have a question. I know that these stores create tax dollars and jobs, but at what point do we say we've got a lot of gas stations? It's a very small town.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of obviously one of the points is that it's probably going to replace that Willis store. So we'll probably be net neutral on our gas station inventory. But I mean, also,
Exchanging for better rather than.
I would assume that's just an assumption,
And
but
what are is there any possibility for conversations about electric car plug-ins in the new gas stations?
possibly. It wasn't in their site plan, so I don't know if that's something they'd be willing to talk about or not.
Good thought. Any other discussion about this proposal? If not, call the roll, please.
Lawler,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Berkeley.
Yes.
Schott,
No,
Klein.
Yes.
Moving on
We used
to,
have 4 gas stations out on that end of town. Back when I was in high school.
How much was gas?
The cheapest was 19.9, 20 cents a gallon.
Hmm.
I worked nights at the old, the one right on the corner. that's now-
and when you were a kid, there was more gas stations in town than we have now.
Yeah, there's
I understand that. My grandpa used to own the standard station out at the Four Corners. I come from the gas station lineage. I just feel like they're getting to be bigger and more all the time. So.
yeah.
They're just bigger. They're not.
Yeah.
Okay, next
Today
item,
it's almost 20 cents difference from the Four Corners to Fraser.
Mhm.
next item, resolution approving tax abatement applications for residential construction completed or to be completed in 2023 in Perry, Iowa. The purpose of the tax abatement program is to promote new residential construction and renovation in the city of Perry by reducing the amount of property tax homeowners pay on the new construction, rehabilitation, and or major improvements. Citizens wanting to make those improvements must apply to the city council for the tax abatement to be approved by resolution. Once approved by council, applications are submitted to the Dallas County Assessor for review for the tax exemption. A list of current applicants was included with your packet today. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, we pass a resolution approving the abatement application for residential construction completed or to be completed in 2023 in Perry, Iowa.
I'll second.
Discussion?
I think there was only one on the list of Perrywood Apartments, so Daniel forwarded that to us before his departure.
Any other discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Walling. Yes. Scott.
Yes.
I might add one thing to that. I realize now kind of after the fact that I think it's House File 718 that was passed, the property tax bill. Somehow missed it in the language, or they moved the language, but tax abatement was actually affected in that bill. And it removes the school levy from the property taxes that are abated. So it would only be the city, school, and other miscellaneous levies. And that's slated to take effect July 1st, 2024. Any abate or any applications prior to that. Which causes an issue because the assessment year runs on a calendar year. So it doesn't quite make sense of the dates that they chose, but so I imagine there may be an amendment to that bill first thing in January. But just wanted everybody to be aware of that and know that we are having conversations about that impact on the local housing market and what tax abatement has done for us in communication and partnership with Perry Economic Development and the school district at the table too, having those conversations and realizing the need for a tax abatement program to try and help our housing situation. So I guess we'll have continued conversations and maybe hope that we could get an amendment that might allow us to have the school district agree to any tax abatement or something like that. But we'll see how working together works out for us over the next 6 months or so.
And as we've discussed before, I think tax abatement has gone a long ways towards causing, promoting developments that's taken place the last few years.
Yep, we've had, I think the count is about 60 new single-family homes and 60 market rate apartment units. So pretty much all due to tax abatement. From the 5 years prior to our tax abatement, we had 0 new homes built. So you can't really argue with that data that it got some attention and got some new homes popping up in town. So,
Okay,
but
thank you. Next item, resolution setting a public hearing for an application for a CDBG water/sewer grant. The city wishes to apply for a CDBG grant in the amount of $600,000 to help fund the downtown improvements Phase 1 project, with focuses on Warford Street from First Avenue to Third Street, the parking lot at Warford Street and First Avenue, and the alleyway adjacent to the parking lot. The downtown improvements project Phase 1 will include roadway reconstruction, improvements to downtown parking areas and alleys, water quality improvement features, traffic signalization / signage, pedestrian sidewalks, and beautification efforts. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, we pass a resolution setting a public hearing for an application for a CDBG water sewer grant.
I will second that.
I noticed I did not in the summary, it's in the resolution and what's published, but in the summary, I did not put when the meeting will be. It will be at our June 30th, 9 a.m. city council meeting for your.
Okay.
Like I said, in the resolution, in the public hearing, just not in the summary.
And
Thank
if
you.
anybody is a visual learner, there is a poster of the project with Phase 1 in orange in the center.
Thanks for pointing that out, Liz. Discussion
Round to me.
about setting this public hearing? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Workman.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item, resolution approving partnership with Perry Youth Basketball Association for participation in the Team SNAP enrollment program. The Perry Parks and Recreation Department wishes to streamline and simplify the enrollment process for their programming by partnering with the Perry Youth Basketball Association for the use of the Team Snap program. The Parks and Recreation Department will be able to create programs in Team Snap, and the participants will be able to use their existing login credentials to enroll and pay for programs. After enrollment is completed, the Perry Parks and Recreation Department will create a financial report to determine the number of participants and request the amount due from the Perry Youth Basketball Association. The Team Snap program will also allow for the messaging of participants and scheduling games and practices. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, we pass resolution approving partnership with the Prairie Youth Basketball Association for participation in the Team Snap enrollment program.
I'll second.
Discussion.
This,
John, you want to say something about it?
This John can tell us.
So this
Yep.
essentially is all about participation numbers. So the Youth Basketball Association has this program. They've got a database of participants of parents and kids that all participate in these programs. It's basketball, it's baseball, softball, and so on. Volleyball isn't part of it. And we'll be able to incorporate all the swim and all of our youth program and adult program into this and basically double down on their database of people that participate in youth sports. So we're hoping that if we can build that database, streamline communication, our numbers might increase and their numbers might increase because we have a way to communicate with parents directly right to their phone with the Team Snap app. It's great. So. Should be good.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Any more discussion or questions for John? Okay, sounds good. Call the roll, please.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Waller.
Yes.
Wally. Yes. Schott.
Yes.
Next item, resolution approving the vision/traction organizer for the city of Perry. Members of the leadership team have been taking part in the ES process, which includes a vision/traction organizer that clearly states values, core focus, and targets that the team aims to achieve. This resolution would approve such organizer as attached and supplied with the packet stating core values, focus, and targets.
I make a motion that we pass a resolution approving the vision traction organizer for the city of Perry.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So as we've been discussing here and there, we are going through the EOS implementation process. And I thought it would be good to have city council kind of adopt our VTO that our leadership team has put together. Just to kind of give us a little bit of a thumbs up that we're in the right direction. And then also just really help us be able to reinforce especially those core values in our mission, vision and purpose. So that we can re-communicate all of that to our other team members.
Good program.
Seems like the leadership group has found that to be a good program, what I understand. And from the one session that I sat through not too long ago, it looked like it was really a good program for us to use.
Yep. And we actually meet every week for 90 minutes or about 30 minutes when I'm not gone and Liz is running the meetings. So those are really good, but definitely has really changed the way all of us communicate and get on the same page as a leadership team and walk out of that room all together and unified. So it's been really great for our leadership team's team health, if you will. So.
Okay, any further questions or discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Wallen.
Yes.
Waller.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
And I know a couple of leadership team might have a few mint condition books. If anybody wants to borrow
Never
one,
cracked.
never cracked. I think, pretty sure John just YouTubed it.
Okay, before we adjourn, just a reminder, Liz already referenced this earlier in our meeting, but our next meeting is Friday, June 30th at 9 a.m. At this location. Having no other business before us, we stand adjourned at 6:49 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Check it. I got it.